Today we are checking out the reissue of the Disaster Transport from Earthquaker Devices. Good afternoon. How's it going, everyone? I hope you've been well. I know I haven't been showing my face around here very often recently, but that's because I've been making a wealth of changes around here that I will discuss in the very near future. If you're new here, hi, I'm Miles. I do music stuff. And what we're going to be talking about today is going to be this reissue of the Disaster Transport Modulated Delay from Earthquaker Devices. This reissue is interesting because if I remember correctly, the original of this pedal was much simpler in terms of its controls and capabilities. But with the opportunity to do a reissue of it, I guess the company decided to just pull out all the stops on making this into something really cool and interesting and worthwhile to the consumer. There's a series of different modes that you can utilize as far as the modulation side of this pedal. And they can bring about some very interesting results depending on how severely you incorporate them into your guitar signal. Or bass, whatever instrument. But before we get into all of that, if you haven't already and you like what I'm doing here and you want to see more of it, be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. It's free. It helps the channel out. It makes it easier for me to be able to do more stuff and review more stuff on this channel for you guys. But yeah, we'll get into all the different modes and settings that you can do with this thing. But for now, let's hear what it sounds like. Here we go. So at its root, the Disaster Transport is a delay pedal. It does delay very well. However, in this reissue, there's a series of incorporated modes of modulation that you can incorporate into that delay of whatever instrument you're running through the pedal. You have parameters to adjust for the speed of your modulation. And then on this side, you have two different modes of modulation that you can choose from and incorporate into what you're doing. And as I had said before, depending on how intensely you're incorporating the modulation side of things, the results that you can get can be a bit wacky. This is one of those instances where you hear an effect that's so distinct that it brings you back to a specific song or artist that you would associate with that sound. And in this case, I think back to the Mars Volta, Omar Rodriguez, the album Ampitexture, a little bit of D-Loused as well. But yeah, the sound is cool. I like it. Now, as far as the two modes that you have to choose from on this side, it's going from bend and then there's stretch. The basic difference between the two modes is that with bend, it's a bit more subtle in terms of the chorusing effect that's being incorporated into your overall sound, while stretch is it's crazy. It doesn't stay on a steady tempo. As far as the trails, it kind of and then ramps up. So Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, we'll talk more about that in a minute. First, let's check out what's going on in slow mode. I'm not going to go into too much detail as far as the difference between slow, medium, and fast, because I think we could kind of figure that out. But very different results come from each of those three selections on this side. With that said, let's check out medium. Now, as far as the fast setting on here, I think it makes for a cool effect that's sort of outside the realm of like a chorus or a delay. It reminds me a little bit of if you've ever heard the Billy Idol song Rebel Yell, which I imagine most people have, and you listen to the guitar solo in the song. After it's basically broken into two sections, and at the end of each of the two sections of it, there is a sound that sounds like a laser gun, like a sort of thing. Which you can recreate with your modulation, whatever it may be, whether it be flanger or phaser or chorus. You can replicate that sound by turning the rate really high and making the severity of your waveform like really drastic. And with all that said, I'm sure you'll be able to recognize what I'm talking about when the pedal's set to the fast mode. So yeah, that's the reissue of the Disaster Transport. It makes for some interesting soundscapes. I think it's pretty cool. I think if there was any sort of drawback that I could see from this pedal, it would probably just be its size. Like if there was a way to make the enclosure smaller and more pedalboard friendly, I think I'd gravitate towards it more. But I also think it's one of those things that it would be hard for me to find enough instances where I'd be utilizing it that I would put it on one of my pedal boards. But that's just me. I think that there's plenty of possibility attached to this thing, that there's definitely way more creative people out there in the world that can utilize this to its full potential. But the beauty of this pedal is that it has the ability to do all the wacky, bizarre stuff while also having the ability to do more contemporary, subtle stuff that's definitely more useful in most capacities musically. But yeah, great job from Earthquaker Devices on this reissue of the Disaster Transport. I think they really hit it out of the park with this one, and I encourage each and every one of you to go out and try to get your hands on this thing to check it out. With that said, I want to give a big shout out to the lovely people over at Buy or Borrow Music for sending this pedal out to me. This isn't like a sponsor read or anything like that. Like, I just happen to be a customer that really enjoys the service that they offer. I think I pay $20 a month and they send me new stuff to check out. And the really nice thing is that, like, if you really like something that you're borrowing from them, you can just buy it. And in most cases, the stuff that they're sending you, if you choose to buy it, you'll be buying it at a cheaper price than it would be on like Reverb or something like that. So yeah, as a satisfied customer, I encourage each and every one of you to go and check them out. And maybe one day they'll give me a sponsored ad read to do in a video. It's not mandatory. I'm just saying I can do it. I'd be happy to do it. Maybe, perhaps, whatever. Yeah. But with all that said, again, this is a great pedal. I really enjoyed my experience with it, and I encourage all of you to go and check it out if you found it to be interesting. I hope you found today's video to be interesting and informative, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Again, they're free, helps out the channel, makes these videos more visible to more people. And yeah, it would make my heart happy. So why not? I had mentioned at the beginning of the video that I haven't been around very much lately because I've been making a whole bunch of changes to my surrounding environment and just like in general with the goings on in my life as a whole. For example, one of the things that I have going on right now is that I started a new job. I'm making a dedicated video about what happened with my previous employer, and that'll be out very soon because I'm probably just going to shoot it right after this video is done and just do 2-in-1, get it out of the way. But I'm also in the process of building a new computer so that I'll be better equipped to be productive as far as exporting audio and video and getting things done in a timely fashion rather than trying to edit down a single video for TikTok or Instagram that's about 50 seconds long and having it take an hour to be done and ready to be posted. I don't have time for that. I also have this video that I've been working on for a while now. Like, it's probably the one video I've worked the longest on, where we'll be discussing the role that money plays in being creative in 2024 and moving forward. I'll have more details about it very soon, but one of the things that you can do if you really like what I'm doing here and you want to see more stuff from me in the future, you can check out that link down below to my Patreon, and you can check out what kind of perks are associated over there with your support. It really does make it easier for me to do bigger and better things here. So if you're already a patron, I thank you. I thank you for your patience. And if you haven't signed up yet, I encourage you to at least go and check it out and see what's over there. But with all that said, friends, I thank you for your time. I hope to see you again soon. Check out all the social media stuff down here so you can see what I'm up to outside of these videos. I'm mostly on TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay cool, It's miserably hot outside, so make sure you stay hydrated. Keep playing. Peace.